There's a reason youth voter turnout is so low and old person voter turnout is so high. And if you don't watch the whole thing in New York, it is your primary election day today, June 23rd. It is imperative that young people turn out to vote, because this is going to be seen widely as a referendum on Mamdani and on progressive and democratic socialist policies. This is the New York Times on Politics newsletter from yesterday. But anyway, there's always, every election, there's like, oh, these young people, why aren't these young people turning out, except for the Mamdani election, obviously. But in reality, young people just never show out to vote, okay? This is data from presidential elections from the 60s till 2012. The closest the gap has ever been is 25 percentage points. Back in 64, when 50% of youth turned out to vote and 75% of people 45 to 64 turned out to vote. These days, the gap is more like 30%. In 2012, 38% of young voters turned out, 69% of people 65 plus turned out. And I am very convinced that the main reason for this is because old people know that voting works. And that's true even of old people who are progressive, who are left. That is not just an institutionalist thing, and this is not me saying that electoral politics are gonna save us, because we know they're not. But I'm 32, and I've spent my whole life seeing very visibly how electoral politics is like a generational project that requires that you turn out for every election. And the nature of toxic, individualistic American politics leads us to believe that you elect one really charismatic, incredible leader like Zoran Mamdani and you're done. You won, you did it. But I came of age during the Obama administration, and Obama was the first president I ever voted for. And nothing will remind you faster of the necessity of turning out for local elections, for off-year elections, like coming of age during the Obama administration. All the terrible things that the Republicans have been able to accomplish, we also have this idea in the back of our head, especially if you're young, that this is a Donald Trump thing. And it's not. This is something that had been structured for decades. The takeover of the Supreme Court was engineered by the Federalist Society, which was founded right after Roe. And it took them decades of showing up to every election, of appointing these horrible judges to get Roe overturned. And it will take us more than one really good mayoral election cycle to prove that democratic socialist policies work. And it's not cool and sexy and fun, and it's not the most important thing, frankly. Like, the most important thing is engaging in mutual aid and showing up consistently. But if you're not able to show up to vote consistently, which is something that you have to do once a year max, twice a year. You're gonna have to vote again later this year. Twice a year max, you're not gonna be building consistent mutual aid networks either. And the old people know that this is the least difficult, highest return on investment single action that you can take is showing up to vote in primaries. And that's why they do it. It's not because they're bored. It's not because they don't have anything to do. With love, my 20-year-olds, old people have more shit they have to do than you do. Maybe not 65 plus, but like every age demographic is kicking your ass. And that's because they know from experience that it works. And you can game the system and figure that out right now and go vote.